Thank you for coming. We don't have a mic. Traditionally, in these forums, like 150 years ago, we just yelled at each other. So we kind of keep that tradition up, louder.
Music.
Music, okay. Esther, the music's on. Thank you for coming. The Lassen County Republican Party has had a tradition of posting candidates every election cycle. We're happy you're here. You might be friends and foes for a little while, but after June, we certainly hope that we're all friends, and I think we will be, and to move the county forward here too. We'll give you an opportunity to hear your voices heard here. Lassen County Republicans, we know what it's like to try to hear your voices heard. We've been yelling at Sacramento for decades, and they haven't heard a word of what we said. So, but we're going to use a format that we used, the Monacola Club used, and that's the county clerk's list here. And you please turn your cell phones off. There's going to be a 5-minute time limit for candidates. We have timers down here. We'd like to have the questions after the candidates speak. Give an opportunity to spend some time with the candidates. I hope they stick around. So let's get the show on the road. I thank you for coming, guests, candidates, supporters. Our first category is auditor. And I don't think Jim is here, and I don't know if anybody's here to read a statement. I talked to him briefly last night. But Diana has sent a statement. I think Darrell Chambers is going to read it. So Darrell, you have 5 minutes here.
Thank you, sir.
5 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Darrell Chamber. I'm the Vice Chairman for the Republican Central Committee here in Lassen County. And I was asked to read this from Diane Wemple, one of our candidates that's running for office. It reads, "Good evening. Diane would like to thank the Republican Committee for this opportunity and ask me to apologize for her being unable to attend tonight's Meet the Candidates. Her eldest son is getting married this weekend, and she is down in Vacaville helping get things ready. And for those of you that's ever done a wedding, there's a lot to that. So we need to pray for her tonight. As Lassen County's Assistant Auditor for the last 6 years, Diane is passionate about the work she does and proud of the accomplishments Karen Fouch, the current Lassen County Auditor, and she have made. This includes Lassen County receiving the California State Controller's Award for Excellence in County Financial Transactions Reporting for multiple years. The Lassen County Auditor's Office is the business office of the county, and they do more than work with the budget. The many responsibilities are ongoing and time-sensitive. These include payroll and employee benefits, budget and revenue monitoring, vendor payments, revenue recording, calculating taxes and distributing them to all taxing entities, preparing and analyzing the county's financial statements, as well as preparing tax and payroll and other mandated reports. The Auditor's Office also provides support to our county departments in implementing new programs and assists in special district in meeting their financial goals and requirements. The Lassen County Auditor's Office is also a special department, and their clients include the schools, special districts, county employees, vendors, and the people of Lassen County. Knowledge of the required reporting, internal control monitoring, and computer systems is a must for this position. Diane has this knowledge, an accounting degree from Heald Business College, and over 25 years of experience to lead the office to meet future mandates and requirements. Diane will provide honest, accountable, and transparent information to all that request it and provide on-site, hands-on, day-to-day management on all issues. Thank you for giving Diana your consideration, and she hopes you will elect her as your next Lassen County Auditor. Thank you.
Okay, and is there no statement from Jim? He said he might. I brought somebody, I guess not. Folks will go down to the clerk recorder's position. Julie, you have the floor.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you for inviting us. This is a great opportunity to get to see more people. My name is Julie Bustamante, and I am the Lassen County Clerk Recorder, and I have been for the last 7 years. It's been an honor to serve you, and I appreciate your support. I started as a part-time employee in the clerk's office and worked my way up through all the ranks. I gotta relax. I'm so nervous. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to be first, practically. Okay. The County Clerk Recorder's Office is an extremely busy office. We operate 4 separate divisions. Each division has a tremendous amount of responsibility. With a limited staff of 6, including myself, the office requires a working department head and a person knowledgeable, trained, and who's had actual hands-on experience. I'm responsible for the Recorder's Division, the County Clerk's Division, the Clerk to the Board of Supervisors, and the Registrar of Voters. Each division has different laws, 4 separate different laws, and separate responsibilities. I've been a county resident for 44 years. I graduated from Westwood High School. I attended Lassen Community College. I have been married to my husband for almost 29 years, it'll be 29 this year. I have 2 children, 2 grown children, and 2 grandchildren, all that live here in Lassen County. My professional education consists of a certified election register administration called SARA, and that is through the Auburn University and the Election Center. It took 4 years to obtain that certificate. I received a California Professional Education Administrative Certificate. It's called CalPEAC, and that is from the California Association of Clerks and Elections Officials. And it took 2 years to receive that certificate. Wow. I attend continuing education throughout the year for all 4 divisions. I've been on the board of directors for the CACEO, California Clerk and Election Officials, for 12 years, 12 consistent years. And I've served as a Northern California chairperson. I represent 13 Northern California counties, and we give them a voice in the process throughout California. I gotta apologize. I'm talking.
That's okay, it just means that you're not split.
I'm not.
You're doing great, Julie.
I'm vested in the community. I'm a member of Serapis International of Susanville and the past president. I'm a member of the Lassen County Arts Council. Thank you, Tess. Lassen County Arts Council, Lassen Land Trails and Trust, the Westwood Chamber of Commerce, and the Lassen County Chamber of Commerce. I've strived to promote public confidence by providing the highest level of courteous and efficient service. I hope my passion, my devotion to this job, and my reputation and my work ethic have proven me worthy of your support, and more importantly, your vote on June 3rd.
David Cole.
Thank you, Cindy, for telling me.
Julie, it was nice to hear from you last night. We spoke in Janesville, and I tanked. I was so nervous and did a terrible job. So I decided I'd read my comments tonight. Maybe I can stay on track. I am David Cole. I, too, am running for the Lassen County Clerk Recorder's Office in the election. I am the first opponent that Julie has experienced in her career in that office. I think it's clear to all of us that our government is going through change here in Lassen County. There have been a lot of questions about millions of dollars misspent, about the sale of valuable property in the South County by mistake, and the ever-increasing turnover of really valuable key staff members in our county, like the CAO, the county council, the resignations of the treasurer and others, the recall of a supervisor by unhappy citizens, and ongoing questions about the integrity of the election process. Change has come to Lassen County, and it is likely to continue. In this election, we're going to have a completely new supervisor, a completely new auditor, treasurer, district attorney, and assessor, and with your support, a new clerk recorder. Change is good. Change like we are experiencing is actually for the betterment of Lassen County. It provides new perspectives and ideas, a renewed energy to our community and our county. It provides the residents and businesses who have been made promises and commitments, unlike those that have long ago been forgotten by the incumbents. Public service is a privilege. The Founding Fathers never intended that those who seek to hold public office do so as a lifetime career. I don't seek that. Civil service is not the same as holding public office. I bet everybody in this room laments that certain elected officials and politicians that seem out of touch to us, we the voters, and many probably wish that they had once held a private job like we have, or that they go get one. That's why change is to be embraced in government. It is not to be battled against. Change is a good thing. I come from private industry. I have 35 years of business management experience and leadership. I have the ability to work with customers and employees in such a way that they can all grow, feel cared for, given authority, and bolster the pride in the work that they do. As a person with a background in private industry, I know one must perform or they are likely to be replaced. Customers demand excellence, and in this county, everybody in this room is a customer of the government. Let me give you one small example. Where in the professional world are you going to find an office that's open from 9 to noon, closes for an hour for lunch, is open from 1 to 4? The answer is you're not going to find it anywhere. When I'm elected to the clerk recorder's office, the day I take office, we're going to change those hours. We're going to be open 8:30 to 5 o'clock. And I'll work that lunch shift if that's what's needed to keep that office open. Imagine driving from the far corners of our county and finding your government employees out to lunch. That's completely unacceptable. I'm going to work side by side, hands-on, with all the departments in that office. I'm going to share with them the ability to improve their customer service skills, introduce them to modern record-keeping techniques and programs, and support them by being there every day and every hour I ask them to be there. For 35 years, I've increased management positions in my careers in successful companies, and just last year, for the third time in my career, I have helped build up businesses to the point of being listed on public stock exchanges and sold them for a great ROI, return on investment, for the investors of those companies. It takes that kind of leadership, I believe, in working in the private sector to understand that government must act like a business. It must be efficient, it must embrace new technology, and it must hire the best talents that are out there. I have sat on city and county and state boards and commissions. I have certificates, awards, and proclamations. I have a long history of being invested in my community, supporting educational community aspects, senior services, health programs throughout California. I, too, am a member of many of our local nonprofit organizations in Lassen County. The last 2 weeks, I've been traveling in Denmark representing the county to celebrate our 150-year anniversary by visiting the county seat, Farum, Denmark, where Peter Lassen is from, our namesake. And we had great ceremonies in their brand new museum celebrating immigration to the United States, featuring Peter Lassen. Proclamations and books and photographs were exchanged, as along with some wine and beer. And 2 nights ago, I returned to Los Angeles, and I met with a venture capitalist about investing in Lassen County. Why not do it in Lassen County? Fine. I'm seeking your endorsement. I'm seeking your vote. In closing, I want to thank you for a chance to speak to all of you, and I hope that I can count or earn your vote in this election June 3rd. Thank you.
to the district attorney race, David Evans.
Good evening, everyone. My name is David Evans. I grew up in a small town, a lot like this one. It's not anymore. I was in a lower middle class family with good conservative values. I grew up in a place that you could open the doors for another person. You would turn other people's lights off in their cars if they left their lights on, because we had something called foggy days over there. When I came up here, I saw a place that was like that. And this is why I came up here, because I wanted to live in a place that had those kind of values. Now, before I came up here, I had a 15-year-long career where I managed businesses, some as small as little mom-and-pop places with a couple employees, up to a $3 million a year business with 30-plus employees. While doing that, I put myself through UC Davis. Some years after graduating, I went to law school. I went to law school, I had one desire, and that's to become a prosecutor. And that's what I did. I graduated from law school. While I was in law school, I worked at the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office as a certified law clerk. While doing that, you learn the very, very basics of what a DA does, a deputy DA. You get the little bit of nuts and bolts that you need. I was in love with what I was doing. I knew I was going to because it's what I wanted to do. And from there, I accepted nothing, no other job except for becoming a deputy DA. And that's what I did, and I came here. I chose to serve the people of this county, and I've done so for the last 7 years as a deputy DA. Now what we need to do is we need to move that office forward, and we need to do what that office is supposed to do, which is protect you, protect our kids, and prosecute criminals. We need to give back to our businesses what they deserve. We need to prosecute people who write bad checks. We cannot let people steal from our community. What also we need to do is we need to also prevent people from damaging our businesses. We have increases in vandalism, increases in theft and burglaries. Now, some of that, especially vandalism, is happening from kids. A lot of those kids aren't really criminals. So instead of putting them into the criminal justice system, we need to give them the tools and the education and the knowledge to know not only what they did was wrong, but also give them alternatives so they don't keep doing what they're doing. Now, that means they need to be held accountable, and they will be. Teen court is brutal. In fact, a lot of times the teens are more difficult and harder on their peers than any of us are. It's a good thing to do. We'll do that. We also need to deal with the other problem, which is gangs. We're not dealing with gangs. There's resources, state resources, that we could be using. They're available. Nobody's using them. I will do so. I don't want this place to start looking like Sonoma County. We have tags all over the place. We have violence increasing. It has to be dealt with. We have to protect our kids because they are incredibly vulnerable to gangs. Gangs love kids because they can prey on them. The only way to deal with that is to figure out who those gang members are and get them off of our streets. Going along with that is the increase in drugs. Not only methamphetamine, marijuana, but also other recreational drugs and pills. Prescription pills is a huge problem. We have doctors here who are trying to deal with it. We have pharmacists here who are trying to deal with it. They need to get help from the district attorney as well. We need to prosecute the people who are selling pills to our kids and to other drug addicts on the streets. Now, these drug addicts, they also need to be dealt with. We can't always put people into the services and try to get them to become not drug addicts anymore, if you will. I say it that way on purpose because it's a revolving door. They go out, they come back in. They go out, they come back in. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to prosecute them for all the other crimes they're doing as well and put them away and get them off of our streets. Going along with that is also our veterans. We have a lot of people coming back right now from overseas. Many of them are going to have some big challenges. Our office needs to be aware of that and needs to help them. And instead of prosecuting them for what they were trained to do overseas, We need to put them into diversionary programs and give them help. That's what we're going to be doing. And I would like to continue doing that, continue serving you as your next district attorney. Thank you.
Stacy Montgomery, floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's really good to be here and really good to see all of you. My name is Stacy Montgomery, and I'm the only conservative Republican candidate running for the office of District Attorney here in Lassen County. I'm not originally from Lassen County, but I did marry into Lassen County. I'm the proud wife of our local morning show host on JDX and KSU. His name is Chris Montgomery. You might have heard of him. I'm also the mother of 2 young boys who will represent the 6th generation of Lassen County. For over 15 years, the DA's office has been run by a career prosecutor, our current district attorney, Mr. Bob Burns. My opponent has stated that he chose Lassen County to start his career and has spent the last 7 years learning under this current administration. He is a prosecutor. The district attorney's office does not need another career prosecutor. What the people of Lassen County need is a leader. With crime rates up and law enforcement stretched thin, the county needs fresh ideas and new solutions to ongoing crime problems in our communities. We need a district attorney with experience and vision, who puts the interests of the people first, someone with character and integrity. We need a leader, someone who, with the ability to move us beyond past hurts, through our current issues, and into a better future. I am that candidate. My decision to run for DA is not based on the title, a salary, my ego, or any self-ambition. I'm seeking this office because I have the experience and the character needed to do the job. And I truly believe that I can make a difference for the people of Lassen County. Furthermore, I represent a fresh start for the DA's office, bringing with me new ideas and new perspectives. I've been studying and practicing in the legal field since 1987. I've been an attorney in California for nearly 21 years. I graduated from law school in 1993, and I passed the bar the first time, thank God. Nobody wants to go through that twice, although people do. Though I'm not currently a prosecutor, my many years of experience in the legal field more than qualify me to hold the office of the district attorney. Unlike my opponent, my career has not been limited to one administration, in one office, in a single area of the law. I have a wide range of experience in the legal field, working in many areas of the law, including criminal law, civil, family law, real estate, and I have practiced both in the state and the federal courts. My career hasn't been all air-conditioned offices and courtrooms. I have also worked drug cases with law enforcement on some of the toughest streets in our state. While I was in the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office for 4 years, that was in Stockton. My blinders are off and I see the big picture. Unlike my opponent, I also have experience on both sides of the courtroom, working in prosecution and criminal defense. Years of practicing has taught me that in order to be an effective prosecutor, experience in criminal defense is imperative. After all, the job of the district attorney is not to seek a conviction at all costs, but rather to seek justice in all circumstances. Most career prosecutors miss this very important fact because they're hyper-focused on conviction rates. This being said, prosecution has been my passion. The difference is that I have a unique perspective, even an advantage, because I understand how all parties are affected through the process. I have thousands of hours in the courtroom and can hold my own in trial, but the job of district attorney is much bigger than just prosecuting cases and spending hours in the courtroom. The first duty of the district attorney is not just to prosecute, it is to lead. It is to lead, develop, and manage. A large part of the DA's job requires managing a budget, managing people, and oversight of day-to-day operations. I have the career and the experience to do that. We have some serious issues in Lassen County. The biggest of all is methamphetamine. In fact, a majority of the cases that flow through the DA's office are related to meth. Rural theft, burglary, assault, even the last 2 homicides that we've had here in Susanville have been related to methamphetamine. We We need to get our priorities in order, and we need to act now. As your next district attorney, I will send a clear message. If you engage in methamphetamine manufacturing or distribution, I will pursue you to the fullest extent of the law. If methamphetamine is your trade, I will put you out of business, period. Our forests are also being invaded by dangerous cartels, and to people who cultivate marijuana on our public lands, and to everyone who's involved in drugs in this county, my message to you is Lassen County is closed for business. I will be a strong advocate for victims. I will be transparent in my office. I have a conservative approach to the Constitution. I will defend our Second Amendment rights. My name is Stacy Montgomery, and I look forward to the opportunity of serving as your next DA, and humbly ask for your vote on June 3rd. Thank you.
Moving on to Superintendent of Schools, Rich DeVarney, the floor is yours.
Good evening, I'm Rich DeVarney, I'm Lassen County Superintendent of Schools, and thank you to the Republican Central Committee for having us this evening, and thank you for all turning out tonight. Just real quick on my personal background, I first came to Susanville in 1981, 33 years ago to Lassen College, and I'm proud to say that I'm Lassen College alumnus of the year this year, so that kind of worked out well. Went on to Chico and got my master's at University of Phoenix. I was a teacher for 18 years in the Susanville School District, and at Diamond View School did a lot of coaching and that kind of stuff, so I'm very connected still with the classroom. I've been at the Lassen County Office of Education for the last 7 years, and in that process, in that time, I've been the Director of Alternative Education. I've been an assistant superintendent, I've been a district superintendent, and the last 3.5 years I've been the county superintendent. So all of that experience has led me to be competent for this position. Most county superintendents in the state have either been successful district superintendents or they've come up through the county office of education level to that position. And so I was mentored by the last 2 superintendents, and Bob Owens and Judge Henson, and it's worked out very well, and I really enjoyed the job. So along with the position comes one of the most important things are relationships, and relationships with district superintendents, because really that's who I interact with probably the most as district superintendents. I have the endorsement of every district superintendent in the county and every charter school director, so I have their support because we have good relationships. I have good relationships with the county of Lassen, with law enforcement, with mental health and behavioral health and all those agencies. So it's really important to work together with those folks in this position. A couple other things. Something that's really important is that the public entrusts us with 2 things. They entrust us with 2 very precious things, their children and their money. And we need to be very responsible and very diligent with both their children and their money. So keep that in mind as you vote. As far as the qualifications for this position, this is a very important position. I tell people I'm just not the pretty face on the website. So, did we put you to sleep already? So I just would like to encourage you to seek what the county office and what the county superintendent does, because I think it's fairly unknown. You know, it's like, what does the county superintendent do anyway? I don't really have time to tell you, but on this flyer in the back, it kind of has the major components of what the county superintendent does. And a lot of it has to do with fiscal oversight of districts, academic oversight. We run the Child and Family Resource Center that serves the little ones. And really it's a game that goes from birth to grade 14 in Lassen County. And it's really critical to have relationships with all those people. I feel like in the last 3.5 years, we have really made some great changes in our educational system. Through Lassen Peaks, which is a community collaborative, we've started the 7th grade career fair to get our kids more engaged in career and college ready at a younger age. We've began an 8th grade college day. Every 8th grader in the county goes to Lassen College and does a tour and figures out what they have to offer up there. We've done shared professional development. I've brought for the last 3 years, I've brought in every educator in the county at a countywide in-service and provided professional development. It's a very good economic